Hello, my name is Pokidossi, and today I'm going to do something different. I'm going to talk about my 5 biggest mistakes in the Pokemon space so far. Starting from number 5 and working my way up to my biggest mistake. So let's get started. Number 5, buying Pokemon no one wants. Let's take Visander for an example. So I got this graded a CGC 10, and when I did, it was around $150 CGC 10. So I'm like, yeah, sure. But I have not got any interest in it, and I have up for around $40 to $45, and there's no interest in it at all. So even if the last sold is like 150, 200, or whatever, the main thing is to consider, will it sell quickly? Like, eventually, yes, I'll sell the Sandvale, but I don't see it selling anytime soon. And when you first start investing in selling, you want a quick turnover, and sadly Visander isn't a quick turnover. Another example is this Paldean Taurus. Same example, same instant. I got it graded around $150 when it was CGC 10. Now it's 41, and no interest at all. Like Paldean Tauros, it's no one's favorite Pokemon, or no one wants a Paldean Taurus. No offense if you do. But yeah, so the moral of this mistake is to consider what Pokemon is on the card before you buy it. And just because the last sold is $200 or whatnot, doesn't mean it will sell quickly. Number 4, opening a product. Now this one hurts very deep, especially since opening these for the video. I did not know they went up this much. Let's just look at the easiest example to bear. So I've won like 4, maybe 3 of these off Pokemon gambling, which I'll talk about later on, and opened these and got pretty much nothing. And these are $222 each. Yeah. So that wasn't a huge loss. Like $220 is a lot still, but damn, I wish I kept it sealed. But yeah, it's fun opening, and you never know the price, but yeah, definitely keep some stuff sealed if you just don't care about the money, because yeah, it's good to rip every now and again, but not expensive stuff like you're about to see. So this is the next product I'm going to show you. I've won and opened around 4 or 5 of these. And I think I laid in my bed crying. Nah, I didn't. But I was tempted to while opening this up. I've opened 4 or 5. And when I opened them, they were around $170 each. But yeah, don't open stuff unless you really want to. And the last example, I've won one of these and opened it. It wasn't the worst because I think it had like a little rip in it, but this. So, because it had a little rip in it, I don't feel as bad, but it's now $726. So yeah, moral of the story, unless you really want to and it's for content. Don't rip, keep stuff sealed. Yes. Wow. Okay. Maybe this should have been high up in my list now that I see these prices. But yeah. Don't rip. Number 3. Not using eBay last sold. Okay. For this example, we're going to use eBay. So I just typed in a random one, CGC 10 Charizard. So for an example, I've put stuff up on eBay that collector has said is like $93 as a 10 in some cards. But last eBay sold had it for around 150 and vice versa. Which is bad for you either way. Like, if you overprice it, no one's gonna buy it because you've obviously overpriced it. And if you underprice it, you have underpriced yourself. So you sold it way less than what you could have. So I'll show you how to look at last eBay sold. So you type in what you want. Let's just use CGC 10 Charizard for an example. And then you scroll down in the filters until you see sold items. You click on this and then it refreshes the page and then it's Leafeon, which has nothing to do with Charizard, but most times it comes up with the right product. Like this is a Charizard. All of the other ones are Charizard. So it's so then you just find what you're looking for and then just average out the last few or even just go off the last one. But yeah, that's an important step because you'll either not sell it quick enough because you're overpricing it, or you'll sell it quickly but undercut yourself a lot and missing out on a lot of profit. So yeah, moral of the story, it's easy to use last eBay sold and it is very beneficial, so I recommend it and it doesn't take that long. But yeah, this is high up because it's quite important because you'll lose a bit of profit or customers. Number 2, Pokemon gambling. Okay, for this one, we're swapping over to Whatnot. So, there's many types of Pokemon gambling. It's technically not gambling, but everyone knows it's gambling. So, this one is called a pack break. So, what it is, the highest bidder gets a roll of the wheel, and the wheels can end on a Pokemon in the specific set. Like for Prismatic, you could land on Eevee or the Roaring Moon or the Pikachu. And if in the end he opens packs based on how much altogether everyone spent, and if he pulls a card with the Pokemon you got on it, then you win the Pokemon. But it is very lucky in a way, as firstly you need the Pokemon you want, or a good Pokemon, and secondly they need to pull that Pokemon. So it's a double luck thing. There are many different cases of Pokemon gambling. There's pull boxes. There's wheels where instead of spots of Pokemon, there's spots on actual prizes. And yeah, I have won a bit on wheels, but definitely not as much as what I've spent. But yeah, my number 2 regret, don't Pokemon gamble. Knowing what to collect or invest in. So this is my number one mistake. It kind of involves everything that I've already talked about before. So I've just put on the home page of Collector because it has multiple different items, including One Piece. So, okay. This is what I mean by this. So, at the start, I didn't know where I wanted to go in this space. So, at the start, I just bought a lot of singles. I had no idea what I wanted to do, so I just bought singles. Maybe like two. I think my thinking was they'll appreciate in price, right? Which a lot did. A lot did. Don't get me wrong, but I also did that Pokemon gambling stuff. Because I also didn't know what I wanted to do. And it was fun. But now I know what I want to do, which is pretty much 100% grade cards and sell those graded cards. Now I know that's what I want to do. I sold all my singles, majority of them. Made quite a bit of my money back, but not as much as I would have liked. Not as much as I spent, shall I say. And if I knew what I wanted to do back then, I probably wouldn't have spent so much on Pokemon gambling as well. So knowing what you want to invest in is also a good way to not spend money on stuff that isn't what you want to do. Like, now that I know I want to grade cards and sell them, I don't do any Pokemon gambling. I buy singles when I feel like they'd get a 10 or whatever. But yeah, that was definitely my biggest mistake, because if I knew what I wanted to do from the start, I would have saved so much money. And that's why it's my number one pick. So, if you like this video, and it helps you, please give a like and a subscribe and maybe a comment. Thank you, and see you later.